It's like when I think of the bull and the Taurian being gentle, it takes you back to that I can't remember what cartoon it was. It was some guy, some animal fighting an alligator. They flipped the alligator over and rubbed his belly. Like the alligator was like, and just kept rubbing his belly, and then he just stopped. MAK3A wish, man. It's MAK3A wish, ma'am. MAK3A wish, damn. Yo. Before we get into this podcast, talk about the Taurus and how they love to live their life, I'm going to need you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And when you're done listening to this, comment below. Let me know what you think about this, because anything that I can do to make this better for you guys, I would definitely give a long, deep thought consideration for it. I can't promise it yet, but see what we got. But with that being said, let's get to the show. Let's go. Welcome to the House of Aquarius podcast. It is your favorite Aquarius, Make a Wish, back here to bring you another episode of the good stuff. As we had mentioned last time, we are going through the sun signs. And right now we are on number 2 on the list. Calling all Taurians because it's Taurus season. You're a few days into it. This should have been released the day of, but life happens sometimes. But Taurus season, Taurus, stand up. It's your time to shine. Woo, girl, you know? So, Taurus, second sign of the zodiac. This is a feminine sign. These little groups here, if you want some more information about that, go to my TikTok at MAK3AWish, or is it MAK3AWish1? Either or, you find me there. I have the information about what these groupings are called. Taurus is a feminine sign. This triplicity is Earth, and it is a fixed sign for its quadruplicity. Now, when I say fixed sign, I do not mean that means it's stubborn or obstinate. However, being stubborn or obstinate does not help being a fixed sign. It might kind of amplify it, you know. Taurus is the sign of property and money. If you are Taurus, you are prone to be close to having money and or wealth in your lifetime, because of the qualities ingrained in you from being a Taurus, being an earth sign. You guys love stability. So you're going to stay longer at your career and can proceed to make that money come towards you. And also, I would say frugal, but that's kind of a speculative word, because you guys do like your high class quality stuff, which is another Taurian aspect. You guys have a keen eye for the quality things in life, and you like to spend lavishly when it's reasonable. But with that being said, you guys are also very practical, so you tend to not want to waste money or time or effort or energy, depending on what you're applying yourself to. So with that last aspect there, you guys have a negative connotation of being lazy as well. And it's not necessarily lazy, it's being selective with your energy. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet Venus. I don't want to get too far into the planets right here, because that's going to be another podcast directly talking about that. But the energies that Venus bestows upon you is a high sense of creativity and your ambitions for love. The planet of love, you know. ruling planet. We talk about that further, like I said, another time. Taurians do not like change. Not whatsoever. In all honesty, that is one of the key things that can break, not necessarily break, but weaken the spirit to lower the durability of the heart. It causes a lot of anxiety and stress because Taurians are creatures of habit. And being a creature of habit, for things to not go the way they would normally go, flushes them. I wouldn't say as more so than other signs, but more prone to be because of that. Causes a bunch of anxiety and uncomfortableness. You want to make a Taurus mad? Just change the plan of the day when they have everything scheduled out for the itinerary. Upset them quickly. And that's one thing great too about Taurus is that they're homebodies. For the most part, like I said, they like the stability. They care passionately about having their career lined up, having that home stable, secure, something they always go back to when it's time and everything's in place. Having that romantic partner in their life to share things with, because they're like Libra in this respect, is that they operate better when they are in a relationship. Those are things that drive them to be happier. And it affects them. Like, they could definitely run solo, graze the field by themselves, but with a proper amount of love in their life, they always have a partner to go to. They love familiar. Taurus are great friends because it takes a whole bunch of time and energy to actually get into the inner circle of being a friend. Because as I said before, they're practical. They don't like to waste their energy on the wrong people. So they're not a big fan of flakiness or people who like to be very indecisive or fake to them. I can't say how quickly they'll cut you off, but you won't get a lot of the time. And because they cherish their relationships as much as they do, friend or intimate, it's actually very unlikely for them to see them confrontational. Even though they are a boo, and boos love to see red and go, a boo in the china shop, They tend to have a habit of not acting upon their emotions and repressing them just to keep things cordial. I mean, don't get me wrong, they don't forget their stuff and things will bottle up. It's literally like putting with a Mentos with that vinegar? Yeah, there you go. And then it just bubbles up like a volcano. You don't want that. Not from a Taurus. Because when the horns come out, those are sharp and they may hurt you. Not necessarily physically, but they cut. You don't want that smoke, okay? Now, one of the stereotypical things that you hear about Taurus quite often, especially online, is they love their food. They love the food so much, like the gluttonous savages that they are. If you want to make a Taurus happy, bring them a plate of food. You want to go somewhere? Say, let's go to a restaurant. You pick. They're not prone to go to new places, but when they have a place they already have set in their mind or they're habitually going to, you'll be going there quite often. Like I said, they like the routines. They like the familiar. That's the best way to put it. Things that they know that make them comfortable, they will go back to on the regular. Which, that's nothing wrong with that because it's consistent. Consistency is great. They have as the bull, they let us plod forward. Keep going in the direction that they want to go. And they actually have a very, very large amount of perseverance. Helps with that stubbornness, like I said. So for any of the goals that they want to achieve, if they're planning on working on, they can drive to that regardless of how much time and energy it takes. Because they're very patient and they're going to achieve it. That's why they are known for achieving such great success. Taurus also rules the body part of the throat and the neck. It's symbolic inside of their actual glyph. You know, the circle. I suppose to draw for you, but I'm not. The circle with the two horns signifies the throat. That's the part they rule. So they typically have, well, I should say typically, but they are more prone to having a nice or beautiful singing voice. There are a bunch of, I shouldn't say a bunch of, but from last I know, Mariah Carey is a Taurus. And you hear that voice? You hear her bellow? Oh my goodness. I'm not even gonna attempt that with my raspy smoker's cough voice when I don't even smoke. So, with the Taurus, they have a bunch of good pros, a bunch of few cons. You know, so let's talk about those. So, for one, they're affectionate. That's one thing, unless you actually have them at that level, you know, inside the circle, you don't see the true affection they have. Because one thing they do, they're very close with their friends and they're very close with their intimate relationships. They make great hosts. If you were invited to a party or a get together hosted by a Taurian, you will see how generous and jovial they are inside the home. If you're welcome there, you will get the nice horns, you know, the nice horns. They're very gentle typically. Like they don't have a temper, but you don't typically see that from them. As I said before, they're not prone to having conflict. That's not in their best interest. It's not in their nature. Nature, earth sign. They're patient. They have to be patient for them to plod along the way they do to achieve those goals. So as I said before about the temper, it takes a while to get there. Like you really have to do something to actually get the Taurus to be mad. And then get their backlash. You earned it. You gave them a lot, obviously, at that point in time. They're very determined. What they set their eyes on, they tend to try and strive to get. Continuous perpetual motion to get to their goals and achieve it. Again, patience. It may take them time to get there, but they'll get there. Typically, if they want it, they're going to get it. Success calls them. Like they got the Taurians on speed dial, you know? Speed dial, patience, slow. Yo, I'm like the best joke master by accident right now. But zing, something like that. I don't know. Some other. I need like a little bump to put on there. I need a soundboard. That should be great. A soundboard. That should be great. They're very dependable. Very, very dependable. Others they're not. But they tend to be dependable. They're there for you when you need them. They're there for you when you ask for the help. Nice guys. Jovial. Gentle. The gentle. It's like when I think of the bull and the Taurian being gentle, it takes you back to that I can't remember what cartoon it was. It was some guy, some animal fighting an alligator. They flipped the alligator over and rubbed his belly. Like the alligator was like, and just kept rubbing his belly, and then he just stopped. That's what I think of when I think of the gentle Taurian, you know? Don't ask me why, you're welcome. you know. With their affectionateism. Look it up, dictionary word. They're also known to be very romantic. Again, with the planet ruling them, Venus, they have to have something. Some of that generosity, that love generosity to give to the world, you know. And if you're lucky to be bestowed upon that blessing from them, you enjoy that. Don't take advantage of it though, because those horns are nearby too. Just, got that. But now, the cons though. They are quiet, like I said. But the thing in this quietness, they're shy and reserved for the most part. And it takes a little while to open them up. And I was about to say something, but I'll save for that point when I get to the next section of this. And because of the quietness, like I said, they hold things in. They could be quiet and building up animosity towards you or towards situation. And that's not always a good thing, obviously. Sometimes it's better to just get out and speak about it. But that builds up to a point to where things can be very negative for a relationship, any kind of relationship. Mother, son, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you know. They can be stubborn, and that can be a negative too, depending on how it's used. See, that's the thing. I don't like saying the cons so much at times, because the cons are are just how they're being utilized. That's the best way about that. Stubbornness is great when it's locked in with a word and persistent. But stubborn is also bad when it's used with a word like obstinate. You know, they're very similar in nature. They're both negative contextual words. So they can be stubborn, and that can lead to a lot of arguments and fights. Which, in that regards, stubborn being tied to the word selfish is a negative thing. Because it's very hard to move them from their thoughts of what things should be happening, or what plans they were going to go do, or trying to get them to go somewhere they don't want to go. Because if they don't want to go, like I said, they're not going to go. That's just the way it is. You can't move this immovable object of a bull if you don't want to budge. So that could be a negative there too. It's all situational though, you know. You gotta take the good with the bad, the highs with the lows, the ups with the downs. Do you have any more analogies like that at the moment? I don't. I'm too tired to think like that at the moment. They can be, again, secretive. That's one thing that goes on too with the whole quietness. Because until you blow up, you don't know they're being secretive. They can also have the nasty moniker of being stingy. You know, I said it before about the frugal, which you may or may not catch in this because I might have edited that part out. But being stingy with their possessions or the money is possibility because, again, they don't like to be wasteful. They share, they're generous to give, but to what degree and to how far, what it is, they work hard for the stuff. So they may seem like they don't want to part with it, like I said before. And with that goes segue right to the next word, which is clinginess. They are very possessive, but not in the way of, let's say, a Scorpio might be branded as. They're clingy to keep a hold of what's theirs. Because, like I just said, they like to hold on to it because they feel like they earned it. When they get to a certain point, they grow more attached to it than some other people or signs might be. And that could be a negative depending on what situation is. Because there are times when they could be in a very bad relationship, but because they expended the amount of time they put into the person, they don't want to let that person go, even though it became a toxic situation or a really negative situation for that person. So like I say, clinginess, all these words are really situational. That's why I don't like using the words pros and cons too much. Even though I'll probably do it in every single sign. Now, for me, my experiences with the Taurus, the Taurians in the world, and my life, it's funny because when I think about this, I have to think because I don't really run into too many Taurians, but the ones I have definitely known to be Taurians, all had a similar style of interaction with me. Of all the signs of zodiac, I have the hardest problem with getting a Taurian to open up and or like me. It seems like the hardest work I have to do is I put into them. Well, would put into them, had that be the case. Like I said, I have a few Taurians in, but the thing is, when I got in though, after that, like best of friends. Like open up and talk about all the goodies. And I love good juicy gossip, give me that bag of popcorn. I don't eat popcorn, just give it to me. Just hold it in my hand, just carry around this all that popcorn stuff, They are great friends, great people. From the ones I have. Like I said, they're very open. Oh, I never mentioned that. Like I said, they were affectionate, but also sentimental. And they have a lot of feelings, which, unlike the Arians that I'll talk about last Sun Sign podcast, you can hurt a Taurus. Have I hurt a Taurus? I'm not sure. But you could hurt them. And they won't forget that shit. You will hurt them by intention and completely unintentional too. And it will be logged in the books. Like they can hold a grudge, but it's not like a grudge like a Scorpio. Like at some point in time, the Taurian will let that go, depending on how bad it is, because they don't like being negative. They don't like feeling the sadness. But that's like a change against their fixed sign. They like to keep things consistently moving the same way. And those kind of negative sadness they don't want to deal with or don't want to keep approaching. So one, they let it go, or two, let the person go. Simple as that. It's like going back to Taurians I know, like they've for the most part, every Taurus I know has a crap load of cash just sitting in the bank. They've been at the job for several decades. They could be like 17 years old at their job for 3 or 4 decades. They love that stability. Stability is a key trait with them. Has a whole bunch of money. They're oh my goodness, I didn't even mention that. They have such a wonderful taste. They're always so stylish. Like they're not as flamboyant as a Leo can be if their stylishness, but they always have this charisma that says, I am fucking confident in me. Love me. And if you don't love me, I don't give a shit because look at me. Fucking ridiculous. And they're always eaters though. All my Taurians are eaters. They love to eat, but they also like to stay in shape. I didn't mention that they love. Yeah, every Taurus knows loves being strong. They're strong. They tend to be strong. Strong willed or strong physically. Or both. And going to the gym a lot, staying in a lot of great shape, eating well or not, I don't know, I can't say that, but they do eat a lot though. That is true. They love going out. They love hosting parties when they have to host parties. And every single one I know has also been in a very long lasting relationship or seeking that. And one came to mind immediately when I said that was that their mission was to find that special somebody so that they can fully secure their Taurus roots in someone and work on that house, that career, and that dream relationship. That all the things that make a Taurus whole is that's what they drive for. They push towards that. So like I said, this person, they were steadily going through a multitude of people trying to get that person that they could say, mine, and no harm, no foul. That's part of life. Some people prioritize some things more than other people or at different points in time in their life. But I didn't mention how creative they were too. Oh my goodness. They always have a knack for creativity and also entrepreneurship. At some point in time, that could be the creative side that's taking hold of them and trying to get them in or out of their job or career. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's like I missed so much during the deep dive. Like when I'm thinking about my people. Like this is very, very true. After they have their roots sown, okay? Like they can be boring people to some degree. They're homebodies, they love to stay inside. But they love being outside and doing, outside biking, cycling, nature, hugging trees type shit. That's everyone I know come to mind is that's part of what they want to do. But it's after they have the things they want that they're driving towards. Like I said, when they get focused on those goals, they push towards those. And when they don't achieve those goals, they keep plodding forward to get those things. They get that into their life. And as they actually they like see new things, try new things, but when the time is right. I know that too. As they get older in age, they become more open to doing more new things, experiences, and trials and tribulations, that kind of stuff. So it's like I don't want to say. I guess maybe when they're younger, they're more the phases. Yeah, that could be it. The phases of the Taurus is early on. They're looking to get settled down and get everything lined up so they can have that happy-go-lucky life. And then when everything's in place properly, they have all the boards set up for the chess pieces. Then they start jumping the pieces out and about to go try new things like traveling or seeing new sites and restaurants or going to new locales and that kind of stuff. Like that just came to me. Like I said, I only know a few Taurians and every single one was along that path. Or they're trying to find themselves along that path as they get older in age. So it's actually a very insightful thing right there. Like I said, that's why I said to you before. Astrology is not just for kids. Because everything is happening as you get older. It's a transmutation of growth and find life, loving, and that kind of stuff. So, if you learned something new here today, share this with one of your friends. This Taurus analysis, compare that to your mom, compare that to your friend, compare that to Johnny who be pushing the shopping carts at Costco, whatever. Compare and contrast. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you guys feel about this because I'm pretty sure I can use information that might change your life or way you think about things for these relationships you have going for you, And if I did that, I think I am doing myself a pretty good job. Where's that back right there? Pat that back right there. Oh yeah. Like I said, you guys like it? Fantastic, great, I love it. You guys don't like it? My bad, I'm sorry. I've tried to make it better for you guys, but like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to bring you some more good news and information coming up. And the next one on the list is actually one I look forward to doing because the Geminis. Oh, the Geminis. Look forward for this one. It's gonna be a great one. I got a feeling I know so many Geminis, and I got so much thing to say, and I want to probably get blacklisted from going to any of my family gatherings or reunions or any other bar socials that happening. I don't know. Stay tuned for the next one. We're coming up soon. Got some more coming up. Coming up soon. Got some more coming up. Make sure I double emphasize how important that was. Because we are going to keep flailing these out along with some other small ones. Because I'm not going to tell you about that one. That's probably gonna come out before this comes out. Because I got to edit this over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, ooh, girl, leave it at that. Stay classy, my friends. Be you.